iPadOS 27 is finally starting to feel like the iPad is becoming the computer that Apple has always told us that it could be. And yes, Apple is putting a huge focus on the new Siri AI and Apple Intelligence this year, but there are actually a ton of smaller features coming to the iPad that you might completely miss. Things that can make your iPad better for productivity, better for school, better for creating content, and honestly, just a lot more convenient to use every single day. So in today's video, I'm breaking down 20 new things that your iPad can do with iPadOS 27, including some features that Apple barely talked about. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, I want to start by talking about the obvious one. Siri is getting a major upgrade in iPadOS 27. Apple is introducing Siri AI, powered by the next generation of Apple Intelligence. So instead of Siri only answering basic commands like set a timer or what's the weather, you can actually have a conversation with it. So you can ask follow-up questions, brainstorm ideas, get help with projects, and ask questions about things you are currently working on. And because this is the iPad, I think this could be especially useful for students and people like me who use your iPad for work. You could have a document open, ask Siri to help you understand it, and continue the conversation without having to completely change your workflow. Apple is essentially turning Siri into something much closer to a true AI assistant rather than just a voice assistant. Plus, Siri gets its own dedicated app. So instead of Siri disappearing after you ask a question, you can see everything in one place and actually have ongoing conversations and come back to them later. And because these conversations sync across your Apple devices, you can literally start something on one device and then just continue it on your iPad. And as an iPad user, this makes a lot of sense. The iPad has always been a great device for longer form work, so having a dedicated AI workspace could actually make Siri much more useful. Siri can also now understand more of your personal context so that you can be much more natural with your questions. You can ask Siri to find photos from a particular trip, locate a message you received months ago, or convert a note to a reminder. Apple says that Siri can search across your apps to find information based on what it is that you're asking. And this is the kind of AI functionality that could actually save you a lot of time. So instead of remembering exactly where you saved something, you just ask your iPad to find it. So that's the direction that Apple is taking with Apple Intelligence in Siri. Less typing, less tapping, and more simply just you telling your iPad what you want done. Now, since we're on the topic of intelligence, let's discuss visual intelligence, which is feature number 2, because this one is huge. You can use visual intelligence to understand things that are actually on your display. You can take a screenshot, select something on the screen, or even circle something with your Apple Pencil and just ask Siri about it. So imagine that you're reading an article and there's a term that you don't fully understand. Instead of copying it, opening Safari, searching for it, and coming back, you can just simply select it and ask Siri. Or let's say you're shopping online and you see a product that you like, well, just select it and ask Siri about it. The iPad's giant display and Apple Pencil make this feature particularly interesting. All right, now this third feature is perfect for all you Apple Pencil users. In Notes, Siri can work with both typed and handwritten notes. So you can have, for example, a bunch of handwritten notes from a class or meeting, and then just ask Siri to organize them. For example, you can turn handwritten lecture notes into a detailed study guide. So instead of spending another hour cleaning up your notes, your iPad can help do the boring part for you. And for students, I think that this might be one of the most useful Apple Intelligence features in iPadOS 27. All right, on to the fourth feature. If you're anything like me, your Safari tabs are probably a disaster. You have tabs for work, shopping, or a trip that you're planning, and then you have like 17 other tabs that you don't even remember opening. Well, Safari can now automatically organize tabs into topics. So instead of manually sorting everything, Apple Intelligence can identify related pages and just group them together. And now, since we are on the topic of Safari, this leads me to the fifth feature, which sounds small, but could be incredibly useful. Safari is getting a Notify Me feature, so you can have Safari monitor a web page and notify you when something changes. And here, let me give you a quick example. For example, when a product comes back in stock, a price changes, a web page gets updated, instead of constantly checking the website yourself, Safari can do the monitoring for you. And for anyone who shops online, tracks products, or wants updates to certain news, this could be a huge time save. All right, feature number 6 might be my favorite productivity feature. You know those complicated shortcuts automations that look like you need a computer science degree to create? Well, Apple is making them much easier. Now you can simply describe what it is that you want your shortcut to do, and Apple Intelligence can then build the shortcut for you. All you have to do is just describe what it is that you want. And this is a huge improvement because shortcuts is incredibly powerful, but most people don't use its full potential because building automations can be a bit complicated. But now you can just tell your iPad what you want and it will build it for you. And now feature number 7, Photos gets AI-powered reframing. So you know the Photos app that we all use every single day? Well, now it uses spatial information from your photo along with AI to adjust the perspective after you've already taken the picture. So you can essentially make adjustments to the composition after the fact. For creators, this could be especially useful because you don't always get the perfect framing when you're shooting, and now your iPad can help you fix it afterwards. Now, feature number 8, extending photos. So if your photo doesn't fit the composition that you want, Apple Intelligence can generate additional content around the edges. So if you have a photo that's too tightly cropped for a wallpaper, presentation, or a social post, your iPad can intelligently expand the image instead of forcing you to crop the important parts out. And since we're talking about photos, let's go to feature number 9, cleanup. And we've had this tool before, but now you can remove larger unwanted objects from photos. So if there is somebody in the background, a distracting object, or something you just don't want in the shot, the iPad can attempt to remove it and reconstruct the background. This is one of those features that seems simple, but once you start using it, you realize how much time it can save. Now, feature number 10. Image Playground can finally make photorealistic images. You see, previously, Apple's image generation felt pretty limited, but with iPadOS 27, Apple is introducing a new generative model that can create much higher quality images, including photorealistic results. And you can also edit existing images using descriptions. So instead of creating cute illustrations, you can actually use Image Playground as a more serious creative tool. And because the iPad has a large screen and Apple Pencil, this feels like a much better environment for experimenting with AI-generated images. Feature number 11, you can control how liquid glass looks. Look, if you're not a huge fan of the liquid glass design, Apple is giving you more control. iPadOS 27 adds a slider that lets you adjust how transparent or opaque liquid glass appears. So you can make it more transparent or slide it up and make it more tinted and opaque for better readability. So instead of Apple forcing one visual style on everyone, you get more control over how your iPad looks. Feature number 12, you can now take basically any collection of photos and turn them into a slideshow. You can customize things like the transition style, the duration, the music, and you can even save the finished slideshow as a video. Personally, this could be great for creating a quick travel montage, a family video, or even something for just social media. And since we are on the topic of photos, feature number 13 finally allows us to rate photos with stars. Now, this feature isn't live yet, but once it does go live, it'll allow professional photographers and content creators a feature that we've always wanted. So you'll be able to rate photos and videos from 1 to 5 stars. You can also add keywords. So if you have thousands of photos on your iPad, you can start building a much better organization system. 5 stars for your best shots, 3 stars for photos you might use later, and keywords for different projects. It's simple, but it's something Photos has been missing for a long time. And I hope this same feature also comes to the Files app. Who knows, maybe with iPadOS 28. All right, now feature number 14. It's another small feature that I really love. You can now save an individual frame from a video as a photo. So no more pausing a video, taking a screenshot, then cropping out the playback controls. Instead, choose the frame that you want and save it directly as a photo. Now, feature number 15. Personally, this feature deserves its own video because the iPad is such a huge note-taking device. So now you can basically take a bunch of notes, typed or handwritten, and ask Siri to transform them. So for example, you can turn bullet points into an agenda, summarize information, create a study guide, or help you figure out what to do next. So Notes is becoming less of a place where you simply just store information and more of a place where you can actually work with that information. All right, now over to the next feature. You can describe an event naturally and Calendar can identify the relevant date, time, people, and location. So instead of filling out 5 different fields, you could essentially say, Coffee with John next Tuesday at 2 p.m. And iPadOS can turn that into a proper calendar event. That's the kind of AI integration I actually always wanted to see in an operating system. Now, this same concept applies to reminders, which is feature number 17. You can type something naturally, like remind me to send the presentation tomorrow at 3 p.m. and Apple Intelligence can figure out the date and time for you. Now, this is a small change, but these are the features that can make an operating system feel much more natural. Alright, for feature 18, passwords gets a significant upgrade. So if you use Apple's Passwords app, iPadOS 27 can now help automatically update weak or compromised passwords. So instead of manually visiting a website, signing in, finding your account settings, and changing the password and then saving it, Apple Intelligence can now navigate the process for supported websites and update the password for you. Security improvements don't usually sound exciting, but this one would actually save people a lot of hassle. Alright, feature number 19. If you use compatible AirPods with your iPad, Apple is finally giving you more control over the sound. You can adjust the lows, mids, and highs with a custom equalizer. So if you want more bass, less bass, more mids, you can actually tune your AirPods to your preference. And finally, perhaps the biggest change isn't one individual feature. It's the fact that Apple is continuing to optimize the entire operating system. Apple says iPadOS 27 includes improvements to things like CPU, scheduling, display rendering, app launches, AirDrop, file transfers, and just overall responsiveness. And honestly, that's what I always wanted from an iPadOS update. Not just flashy new features, but an iPad that feels faster, more capable, and more like a real computer every time I use it. And after using iPadOS 27, trust me, I can attest to it. It works. It's way faster and the experience is great. So those are 20 new features with iPadOS 27. And after going through all of these daily, I think there's a clear theme here that Apple isn't just adding another collection of random features. They're making the iPad much more intelligent, and the operating system itself is becoming faster and more responsive. And honestly, that's what makes iPadOS 27 so interesting to me. It takes such a powerful machine and makes it more advanced and smarter in every way. But as always, I want to hear from you. Which iPadOS 27 feature is your personal favorite? Let me know in the comment section below, along with any thoughts or questions you may have. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll catch you in the next one.